Good morning, good morning, good morning, my friends, and welcome back to the Better Body Fitness fan page. I am Coach Roxanne, and you are joining me live for Coffee Talk. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here spending the next 15 minutes with me and hopefully taking something out of our conversation. Good morning, my friends. It's a whole new world here in Wisconsin today. The sun is shining. It's going to be a beautiful day. Not like yesterday morning when we had it was a little bit of some crazy weather we were dealing with. Good morning, my friends. Happy hump day. I'm going to be honest. I kind of forgot it was hump day. Chris, I've got Chris and Chris. I've got Hootsek and Van Schindel. I love it. Lynn, good morning, my friend. Beth, good morning. What day is it? It's hump day. How is that going for you? I feel like my picture is freezing up here. Chuck, are you watching? Is it good? Is it all good? Is it all good out there, my friends? Corey, good morning. Coaching Clutch, happy hump day. Charmaine, good morning. Sue, good morning. Happy hump day. Hootsek, how is the video on your end? It's not good. I see nothing on my end on the camera. So the coach is going to fix it. Hold. All right, we're back. What else? Monica, happy hump day. Marsha, good morning. Dee Dee, good morning. Jill, good morning. Heidi, good morning. Amy, good morning. Happy hump day. He didn't do anything, but hopefully what he didn't do will fix it. Stacy, good morning. Sarah, good morning. Nope, glitching. Is it any better? I would hate to have to shut it down, but it will be what it will be. Cindy, good morning. Nikki, happy hump day. And I've got a good one today. I've got a good one for you today. Karen, good morning. Kirsten, good morning. Carrie, good morning. Got to meet your wonderful daughter, Wilhelmina, yesterday. She shared her hair pictures with me. They're gorgeous. She's very happy. She used some terminology, and it was funny. I was going to actually make a post about it. And I think she said, it's fantastic, I love it, or something like that. Needless to say, Wilma doesn't usually get that excited about things. Renee, good morning. Hootsek, stop now. All good. See, he didn't fix anything and it's working now. It's working. The magic fingers. It's the magic fingers. Can I say that? Jody, good morning. Kim, good morning. Happy hump day. All right, my friends, let's get down. You see this right here? I'm getting ready. Carrie, good morning. Hootsek, today is the first day since returning from vacation that I feel like myself again. Yes, I would say it has taken me close to 3 to 4 days before I feel normal after vacations. All right, I have to drink a little coffee. I was making notes. I didn't take any sips. I almost choked to death. All right, Tammy, good morning. And I still haven't done milk foam. Here's what I think. I think milk foam is going to be a seasonal thing for me. A fall, winter, possibly spring thing. Summer, I just like the coffee. I don't know. Am I just being lazy? Maybe. Vacation buffers are a real thing. Ashley, good morning. Kimberly, good morning. All right. Let's get down to business, my friends. The title of today's video is The Simple Truth. I think there's a movie out there with Katherine Heigl. Is it called The Simple Truth? I don't know. I thought it was. But anyway, that's what today's title is. Roxanne, don't choke, slow down. But it's really Chuck. So here's what I want to talk about my message to you. I want to know if you're really hearing what I'm saying. Ashley, good morning. If you're confused about what you need to do to lose body fat, not weight, body fat, if you're still confused about it, then either I am not being very clear on my messages or you are still choosing to believe something from your past. The process is simple. Now, some of you out there probably want to stab me when I say that. I know it. I feel it. I know it. But the process is simple. If you aren't losing body fat, you aren't in a calorie deficit. That's it. Plain and simple. If you are not losing body fat, you are not in a calorie deficit. And I know we want to make it more complicated than that. Mona, good morning. It doesn't matter how many carbs you eat. Do certain amount of carbs help? Maybe, as you get closer to your goal weight. But when you've got 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 pounds to lose, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter how many carbs you eat, as long as you're in a calorie deficit. It doesn't matter how much sugar you eat, as long as you're in a calorie deficit. It doesn't matter how much cardio you do, as long as you're in a calorie deficit. Lisa, good morning. It doesn't matter what supplements you take, as long as you're in a calorie deficit. What food plan you do, whether you're doing vegan, keto, whatever it is, it doesn't help you lose body fat unless you are in a calorie deficit. If you aren't in a calorie deficit, you are not going to lose body fat. Now, I said it was simple, right? Simple does not mean easy. And Chuck has talked about this so many times. Simple does not mean easy. If it was easy, we wouldn't have an obese nation. If it was easy, we wouldn't have a sick nation. No one would be struggling. Kristen, good morning. Now, some of you will hear this and you'll want to take this to extremes. I see it all the time. Well, Roxanne, I am in a calorie deficit. Well, how big is your deficit? Well, I eat about 1,200 calories and I burn about 3,000. Yes, that is an extreme. That still puts you back into the category of a dieter. An extreme calorie deficit, extreme dieting, extreme workouts, all of those things still keep you basically a dieter. Things that you can't last forever, things that you cannot sustain forever. An extreme calorie deficit, extreme dieting, extreme workouts, you could probably beast mode them for a while. Debbie, good morning. But they don't last. They're not sustainable. And they aren't healthy. They aren't good for your body. The whole point of everything we're doing, the whole point of losing body fat is to have a healthy lifestyle, to do something sustainable for the rest of our lives so that we don't have to live as a dieter. I don't want to live as a dieter. I don't want you to live as a dieter. I show you guys 90% of everything I eat. The only thing I don't show you are my protein shakes and maybe my protein shakes. Maybe a tablespoon of peanut butter that I already have planned into my day. But I show you all of my meals. I show you my plate. I show you how much I eat. Like, I'm pretty much an open book as far as that goes. I, in no way, shape, or form, want to live on a diet. I don't want to do that. I want to be able to enjoy pizza. I want to be able to enjoy the occasional ice cream cone. I want to be able to enjoy the occasional foo-foo coffee. I don't want to live in such an extreme box that every time I step outside the box, I lose all control and I fall off the wagon. If you're still somebody who's falling off the wagon, what you're doing is probably still too extreme. How do we get you to change that mindset? I want you to start to embrace simplicity. I want this to be a simple process for you. Again, doesn't mean necessarily easy. Stop cutting out random foods just for the sake of cutting them out. Now, if something doesn't make you feel good, then yes, take it out. If you have an allergic reaction to something, yes, of course. But don't all of a sudden one day wake up and say, I am not going to eat carbs anymore. I am not going to eat meat anymore. I'm not going to eat potatoes anymore. Unless you have a very serious reason for cutting this out, why would you do that? And the question beyond that is, are you going to do that for the rest of your life? If not, then figure out a way to make it work. If you're like, I'm never eating pizza again, really? Are you just right now in a moment of being absolutely desperate that you feel like that's the only answer? And desperation will only get you so far. It'll drive you for a little bit until it doesn't. And then you're only left with this beast mode mentality that you don't want to maintain anymore. Who wants to maintain that? Track, the simplicity. Track your nutrition. Right now, we're in a 30 days where we had, I don't know how many people raise their hand and say, I need help with nutrition. So we gave them the simplest thing they could do. Simplest thing. Write it down. Write down everything you eat. Not even half of the people are still doing it. for so many reasons. Number one, it was too overwhelming. Number two, we didn't really want to see what we were doing. We don't really want to see the reality of our choices. But if you're somebody, if you are one of those people and now you're like, I just want a calorie count, it's not going to last. If you could not sustain tracking by writing down, just had my coffee, had a couple eggs, if you couldn't do that and you think you're going to track calories, it's not going to happen. Not going to happen for long. And if you think you're going to track macros, that is so far down the road. We have to keep it simple. Once the simple becomes an everyday habit, a lifestyle, then we can get a little bit more crazy. But don't go getting crazy before you've done the simple. Beth, I felt that in the group. I feel that in the group. I was stressing myself out. We got to take it back. This is nothing that you do should stress you out. Nothing. We've got to keep it simple. Got to keep it simple. But then you have to ask yourself, why is this stressing me out? Remember, go back to last week. Ask yourself why. Why was it stressing you out? Did you start to change things? Did you start to think differently about what you were doing? What about it was stressing you out? I'm going to take us back 8 months, 10 months, 11 months ago when we first started the 21 Tough Challenges. And all of a sudden, I've got this meal planner in front of me and a grocery list. And I'm like, this stresses me out. I'm overwhelmed. It takes me 2 hours to get my recipes. What am I doing? Kirsten, Beth, same here. I took on too many things at once. I was already on top of what I eat. And that's another thing I'm telling people. People say, I need help with nutrition. But do you really? Are you already getting results? Are you trying to fix something that isn't broken? Now, if you're nutritionally absolutely broken, lost, have no idea what to do, then yes. But Kirsten, you are somebody who has not been broken. You are not lost. So maybe taking on something like that was too much for you. Do not fix what is not broken. If you need a little help, if you're within 5 to 10 pounds of your goal and you're like, you know what, I am on my nutrition, I know where my calorie deficits are at, what could I do next? Then you're probably somebody who's ready to take on something else. But if you're not there, take a break, take a deep breath, relax a little bit. Don't get so overwhelmed. Calm down. Beth, my food didn't change at all. I just never had my notebook by me to remember to log. And maybe, at some point in time, you will, if it's really what you want to do. If it's really the right time for you to do it. Right timing is everything. Timing is everything. Simplicity. Set realistic calorie deficit goals. 250 calories, 500 calories. Why are you thinking you should have 1,000 calorie deficit or a 1,500 calorie deficit? Who told you to do that? It comes from we have to burn 3,000 calories to lose a pound. So instantly we try to think, how fast can I lose the 3,000 calories? That wasn't how it was designed. But our crazy extreme brains want to take it there. Sarah, the nutrition accountability has been a huge blessing for me. Thank you for putting it together. Never felt stronger and not overwhelmed at all. See how we are all in such different places? We all have to really realize where we're at. It is not a cookie cutter. The journey is not cookie cutter. It's not. It's not this works for you and you and you. It can't. That's why when you see somebody who says, I lost 50 pounds by cutting out carbs, you don't really know the whole story. And that person isn't you. You're not that you know what I'm saying. Keep it simple for you. Eat a wide variety of whole foods. Now, the whole foods you eat might not be the whole foods I eat, but eat a variety. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Eat a variety of whole foods. Exercise and move regularly. Get a workout in a day. Get a walk in a day. Don't go crazy and think you have to be extreme. Some of you are following these Instagram models or these, bodybuilding people. But what you don't realize is that's their job. They have 2 to 3 hours to put into a workout, and then they have a company or a chef making their meals. That's not your lifestyle. If that was your lifestyle, that's the job you would have. but it isn't. So what fits in your lifestyle? Be very careful about who you follow. Now, I'm saying who you follow and model. Let them inspire you. Be inspired by the hard work they put in, because that's their job. Be inspired, but remember, 2 different lifestyles, 3 different lifestyles, 5 different lifestyles. You, your sister, your coworker, your mother, and then this lady, whoever you follow on Instagram, have 5 different lifestyles. Not everything is going to work the same for everybody. Sarah, I've done extreme for so many years. So done with that mentality. And that's what I'm trying to get here. This doesn't have to be like that. And for those of you who believe that extreme is the only way, why are you back to where you are again? Because extreme doesn't last. Extreme doesn't last. Simple daily habits last. But you have to believe that. Sleep, simplicity, sleep. Do you get sleep? Do you get a good amount of sleep? Are you staying up late, getting up early, and then wondering why you're so mentally and physically exhausted? Chris, add the fit challenge into your day. That's right, 5 minutes. Get a 5-minute fit challenge in there. What else do we have? Carrie, same here. I felt overwhelmed with baseball and softball traveling every weekend. The exhaustion has hit us both this week. Now that has to come to an end. That's right. And you know, this week we're going to do our calorie conversation on Thursday. If you're somebody who is overwhelmed by the journaling, skip a month. Do another month of journaling if you feel like that's something you need, and hit calories a month later. You don't have to do it now. And if you're already overwhelmed, why would you take on something else? But that's what we do. Isn't it, ladies? That's what we do. We're already overwhelmed, but go ahead. Give me something more. Give me something else. Yeah, we're getting results, but all of a sudden we're like, I want results faster, or I'm plateaued. How can I beast mode? Let yourself be at a plateau. If you haven't been at a plateau for 6 weeks to 8 weeks, you're not really at a plateau. Just because your yarn hasn't moved in 2 weeks, or maybe the pictures haven't changed in 2 weeks, and I'm not even talking about the scale, doesn't mean you're at a plateau. You have no idea internally what your body is healing. So give yourself some grace. Let your body do whatever it's got to do, and be patient with the process. That's my very last thing on my simple list here. Stay consistent and patient. Consistent and patient. Have some grace for yourself. Those are the simple truths. Carrie, I agree. I'm coming up to my year anniversary with BBF and figured it would work for a few months. Then I quit like the past. But this program is so easy and gives results. So easy. How many times have you been able to say that in your life? Hootsek, are you still out there? Is this not the most consistent you have ever been? And why? Because it's the easiest you've ever made it. Am I right? I could be wrong. I could be wrong. It doesn't happen often, but I could be. Beth, yes, I want to do every challenge and be successful at everything in my life. Not enough time in a day, right? We want to do it all. We want to take it all on. Take a breath. Stop stressing about, if there's anything you're going to stress about what's going to go into your meal tonight for supper. Put your energy into that. Don't stress about what you're going to wake up and look like tomorrow. Don't stress about what your inches are going to be like in a week. Worry about what you're putting into your body. If you're going to stress about anything, stress about that. That and that alone. Hootsek, I am. Yes, it is. And you are right. Who knew? Who knew? Lori, I am from the generation that skinny was beautiful, but grateful that strong is beautiful today. And isn't that interesting too? Like, I look back and it was the cardio bunnies. The skinny is beautiful. But I want to go back to a generation before that. To who was it? Was it Marilyn Monroe, who was like a size 10 or 12 and was curvy? And in that era, that bigger was beautiful, not unhealthy. Those women were not unhealthy, but they were curvy and beautiful. And then all of a sudden we get a generation where it's like, we're going to do as much cardio as we possibly can to fit into the tightest sausage spandex that we possibly can. And we aren't going to eat anything, but we're going to smoke and we're going to drink. And that's what it's going to be. But nobody was healthy. Nobody was healthy. That's the one word that's missing, was healthy. That's the generation we need to be. That's the generation. This is what we need to show our children, that it's healthy, that curvy and healthy can go hand in hand. You can be skinny and healthy. But you can't be obese and healthy. They don't go hand in hand. You can still be beautiful. You can still love yourself, but obesity and healthy don't go hand in hand. Lisa, been on low carb since June 7th under my endocrinologist direction and have not seen results like others. Not giving in. I'm too stubborn. Hootsek, I no longer worry about a certain number on the scale. Instead, I'm focused on how I feel in my clothes and when I look in the mirror. In June, I finally made it to the point where I can say I love myself just the way I am. Yes, Chet, I'm shouting. I love it, I love it, I love it. The simple truth. Here we go. I'm going to wrap this up. The simple truth. I'm sorry if it's glitching, my friends. I don't know what's going on. You can work out every day. You can lift your weights. You can get your sips, your steps, and your smoothie. You can get that all in, the simple truth. But you will never, ever, ever out-train a bad diet. Ever. You can do all of those things, all of those simple things, but it will not matter. You will never out-train a bad diet.
I'm gonna show you something right now.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna show you something. Check this out. This is kind of what I believe society has come to, right? All right, so hold on. I got to disappear for a second.
I have no idea. Right?
I want instant results.
Yes, go ahead. Give us instant results.
I'm going to tell you what. Here's just a little something, a little spice. I think this might have to be our Friday talk.
I better write this down.
We are so influenced by people that are in positions of being influencers, right? Especially because like the advent of social media. It started out with movies. Like we looked up to movie stars and rock stars, people that were in the public eye. These were the people that we looked up to, like athletes for whatever reason, right? In these genres. And then, television puts them in front of us. And then there's magazines and now social media. Most people that are in position of being an influencer that you are watching and you are somehow, some way modeling your life after are full of crap. They're full of absolute crap. They are living a lie. They are showing you one thing and living another. They are dieting their face off for the cover of a magazine. They're working out nonstop and taking all these crazy supplements and hiring chefs and trainers and all of these people to get them ready for a movie.
It's their job.
And they're going to tell you one thing and then behind closed doors, they will not show you the true reality. And then once the event is gone and over with, it's why you see these crazy pictures of movie stars and all these other people that look one way, not when they look in the movies, right? Or
they look normal.
And then we look up to rock stars, right? Like, oh, they look so good. Not only do they have all those things, there's just a large majority of them that are like, they're addicted to drugs and they're addicted to alcohol and they have terrible habits. And I know that I'm generalizing here and I'll probably get in trouble for it, but I don't care because I
think you get the point.
Yeah, no, but for real, right? Like we are watching these people. Chris, that's what made me think of it. Chris said you were, or was it Chris or Lori or somebody said they were raised in the era of skinny or whatever?
Skinny, yep. I think it was
And
Lori,
why?
yeah.
Why is that?
Right.
Because people are attracted to these things that they see. That is fantasy. It is fantasy land. That is exactly like living by the scale to achieve a number because I want to look like somebody because this is how much they weigh and whatever. It's all a fantasy. We need to start embracing health, right? We talk about the better body fitness. We're like, you know what? We should change the name of our business to like better body health and fitness or
better body life.
Or,
better body, yes.
I don't know. But anyways, that's my rant. I just want to let you guys know that number one, I give you massive kudos for being here. I give you massive props for showing up on Coffee Talk, on the new nuggets, to our workouts, to everything, because we're just trying to show you that we're not perfect, we're real people, but we're also trying to give you perspective on life and like pull back the curtain a little bit, because you are so much stronger than you ever knew. And living this healthy lifestyle, the 4 S's, and beating yourself up about this whole perfection game, you're going to drive yourself crazy. It's not worth it.
Yep.
It's a fantasy.
And our goal is that in 1 year from now, you don't ever have to think that you were on a roller coaster, that you did something that wasn't sustainable, that everything you're learning is something you can carry with you for the next 20 years. That is our goal for you. That's our goal for us. That in 20 years from now, we can still be doing exactly what we're doing today. Look good, feel good, and be healthy. All right, my friends, that's
Hold on, I have one more thing to say. Another thing.
Good thing I don't have sleeves.
Is that
I can't sweat through.
We have put into practice since last September something that we have never truly embraced ourselves. We take pictures of all our food. We post it in our groups. We are as transparent can be. If you came to our house and you lived with us, you would see us cooking. We had a gentleman over there. His wife is a member. He's a handyman. He's like, "You guys are cooking again? You guys are cooking again?" We cooked 3 times during the time that he was there. We had our water jugs out. So I just want you guys to understand that, like, we realize the struggle. We realize that you are real people on that end, and we want to be as transparent as possible. If you ask us a question, we're going to give you a real answer. If you came to our house and looked at our refrigerator, you would see the only thing in this entire house that is crappy food is s'mores stuff that we bought 2 months ago. 2 months ago. And that we struggle just like you do. Late night, like last night, I had some cashews. Some honey roasted cashews. Roxanne had a little trail mix and stuff. Like, there are nights where we have a little nibble on a little something. But I'm hijacking my wife's show. I enjoy hijacking it. It's a highlight of my morning.
I will send you his name. It's Hank Schrader. Hank Schrader. All right, my friends. You guys are amazing. I love being here with you. I love sharing this journey and this life with you. It makes it so worth it to be able to share with you, to confide in you, and to have you guys share and confide back. All right, my friends, join Coach Chuck at noon for the Nugget, and I will be back. I will be back tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. I love you all.